My fiancée texted right before Christmas. I don't want to be together anymore. This isn't working. I responded, I understand. Then I canceled the surprise proposal I'd planned for Christmas morning, complete with her entire family flying in. When they all arrived at my door the next day asking where she was. I, 32 male, am currently sitting in my Eames chair, a replica, let's be real, I'm not made of gold, drinking a very expensive scotch that was supposed to be a toast to my future father-in-law. Instead, it's a toast to silence. Let's rewind 72 hours. I had the perfect Christmas plotted out, spreadsheet-level precision. My girlfriend of 3 years, Jessica, 29 female, loves Christmas. It's her entire personality from November 1st to December 26th. She had been hinting at a ring for 6 months. Heavy hints. Sending me links to dream settings on Brilliant Earth kind of hints. So I bought the ring. A solitaire oval-cut hidden halo. It cost me an embarrassing amount of my bonus. But the ring wasn't the main event. The surprise was the logistics. Jessica's family lives across the country in Oregon. She hasn't seen them for Christmas in 4 years, because flights are extortionate, and her parents, Barb and Stan, are financially fluid, broke but proud. I paid for everything. 5 round-trip tickets on Delta, $4,200. A 4-bedroom Airbnb in the historic district, walking distance from our apartment, $30,500 for the week. A catered Christmas Eve dinner for 10 people, $1,200 deposit. The plan was simple. Christmas morning, 9 a.m. I propose under the tree. She says yes, presumably. Then the doorbell rings. Surprise! It's the whole family. Tears, champagne, brunch. I look like the hero. Then came December 23rd. I was at the office wrapping up year-end reports. My phone buzzed on the desk. Jessica, I don't want to be together anymore. This isn't working. I'm going to stay at a friend's house for a while. Don't contact me. I stared at the screen. The timestamp was 2:14 p.m. There was no fight the night before. That morning, she had kissed me goodbye and reminded me to pick up the dry cleaning. This isn't working? I called her, straight to voicemail. I texted, is this a joke? Read receipt on. No reply. I sat there for 10 minutes. The initial feeling wasn't heartbreak. It was a strange, cold calculation. It was the feeling of watching a glass of red wine tip over in slow motion. You know the stain is coming, so you stop panicking and start grabbing paper towels. She wanted to break up, via text, 2 days before Christmas, after I had legally obligated myself to $9,000 worth of hospitality for her family. I typed back, I understand. That was it. I didn't beg. I didn't ask why. I didn't drive to her office. If she wanted to nuke the relationship from orbit with a single sentence, I wasn't going to stand in the blast zone asking for clarification. I went into crisis management mode. First, I canceled the catering. I lost the deposit, but I saved the remaining $1,800 balance. Second, I canceled the photographer I'd hired to hide in the bushes. Third, I went home. Her stuff was still there. All of it. She hadn't packed a bag. She must have left straight from work to this friend's house. Then, I looked at my itinerary. The family landed at 8 p.m. that night. I considered calling them. I really did. I pulled up Barb's number. But then I paused. Jessica had said, don't contact me. She had initiated this unilateral termination of our partnership. By all social contracts, it was her responsibility to inform her stakeholders, her family, that the merger was off. If I called them, I'd be the one ruining Christmas. I'd be the messenger getting shot. If she hadn't told them yet, well, that was a her problem. I poured a drink, ordered takeout, and went to sleep in the middle of the bed. December 24th, Christmas Eve. The doorbell rang at 10 a.m., aggressive ringing. I opened the door in my sweatpants. There they were, Barb in a festive red coat, Stan looking tired, her sister Courtney, 26, texting, and her brother Mike, 22, holding a vape. They were beaming. Surprise! Barb yelled, attempting to push past me. We got here early. The Airbnb check-in wasn't until noon, so we thought we'd crash. She stopped. She looked at the apartment. It was dark. No Christmas music. I was unshaven. Where's Jessica? Stan asked, looking around the living room. Is she hiding? I don't know, I said calmly. You should probably call her. Barb's smile faltered. What do you mean, you flew us here? Is this part of the surprise? No surprise, I said. Jessica broke up with me via text yesterday. She didn't tell you? The silence that followed was heavy enough to crush a diamond. That's not funny, Courtney snapped, looking up from her phone. Where is she? She said she's staying with a friend, I said. She told me not to contact her, so I haven't. Barb pulled out her phone and dialed Jessica immediately. She put it on speaker. It rang 4 times. Hello? Jessica's voice sounded groggy and panicked. Jessica Marie, Barb screeched. We are standing at my name's door. Why is he saying you broke up? Mom? Jessica sounded like she was choking. What are you doing there? You weren't supposed to come until tomorrow. We took an Uber because the rental car line was too long, Barb yelled. What is going on? I can't talk right now. Just go to the Airbnb. I'll meet you there. We can't get in, Stan shouted. Code doesn't work until 4 p.m. Just wait at the apartment, Jessica pleaded. I leaned toward the phone. No, I said clearly. They can't wait here. You don't live here anymore, Jess, and I'm not hosting your family for Christmas Eve after you dumped me. My name? Are you there? She sounded horrified. Don't be like this. Just let them sit on the couch for a few hours. I'm an hour away. An hour away? I asked. Work is 20 minutes away. Whose house are you at, Jessica? Dead silence on the line. Then a man's voice in the background muffled. Babe, is that them? Barb gasped. Who is that? I think you guys should go, I said. The Airbnb is paid for. I just sent the check-in code to Jessica's phone. She can forward it to you. But it's cold, Courtney whined. We have luggage. There's a Starbucks on the corner, I said. Merry Christmas. I closed the door. I locked the deadbolt. Then I listened to the muffled arguing in the hallway for 5 minutes until they finally dragged their suitcases toward the elevator. My phone blew up instantly. Jessica, you are a psychopath. How could you do that to my parents? Jessica, open the door. Let them in. I'm coming to get them. Jessica, I can't believe you. I replied, you wanted to break up. This is what broken up looks like. You handle your logistics. I'm done. It is now December 26th. The fallout has been spectacular. Update 1. The silence didn't last long. Christmas Day was yesterday. I spent it eating leftover Chinese food and gaming. It was glorious. No forced smiles, no pretending to like Stan's political rants, no walking on eggshells around Barb's criticisms of my furniture. But the storm was brewing outside. Jessica showed up at my door at 11 a.m. on Christmas morning. She didn't have a key. I had rekeyed the lock via the smart lock app the second she sent the breakup text. Modern technology is a beautiful thing. She pounded on the door. Open up, I need my clothes and the presents. I opened the door. She looked wrecked. Her hair was frizzy. She was wearing sweatpants that I recognized as mine, the audacity, and she had clearly been crying. But it wasn't sad crying. It was, I'm not getting my way, crying. You ruined Christmas, she spat as I let her into the entryway. My mom is crying in a rental house that smells like damp dog. Courtney is refusing to speak to me. And Stan is furious that there's no food because you canceled the catering. I didn't invite them to a damp house, I said, leaning against the wall. I booked a 4.8-star rated Airbnb. If it smells, take it up with the host. And regarding the food, why would I feed people I'm not related to? You promised, she screamed. You planned this whole thing. You can't just pull the rug out because we hit a rough patch. A rough patch is an argument about dishes, I corrected her. Breaking up via text and moving in with, who was it? Tyler from marketing? Is not a rough patch. It's a resignation letter. She froze. How do you know about Tyler? You're not subtle, Jess. You've been working late with Tyler for 2 months, and he lives an hour away in suburb Name. The math wasn't hard. She flushed red. It doesn't matter. I'm here for my gifts, and the gifts for my family. I know you bought them. I laughed. I actually laughed. The gifts? You think you get the gifts? You bought them for us. I bought them for my girlfriend and my future in-laws, I said. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have in-laws. I returned everything to Nordstrom yesterday morning. I got $400 back on my card. It was very satisfying. Her jaw dropped. You returned the Dyson Airwrap? I wanted that for 6 months. I know. It looked great on the shelf at the store. And what about the iPad for my dad? The Le Creuset pot for Mom? Gone. All gone. I kept the receipt for the Airbnb, though, if you want that as a souvenir. She looked around the apartment, realizing for the first time that the tree was bare. There were no stockings. "You are so petty," she hissed. "I need my stuff, my clothes, my laptop." "It's all in the guest room," I said. "I packed it for you." I pointed to a stack of cardboard boxes. I hadn't used bubble wrap. I just dumped drawers into Home Depot boxes. "You can't kick me out. I'm on the lease." "Actually," I smiled, "you're an occupant. I'm the leaseholder. And since you haven't paid your half of the rent in 3 months because you were saving for the wedding, I think you'll find the landlord is very much on my side. I already emailed him. He's drafting the removal from the lease as we speak." She stared at the boxes. Then she looked at me, softening her face. The manipulation mode engaged. "Babe, wait," she said, stepping closer. "This got out of hand. I was just confused. He's nothing. I just got scared. The commitment, the pressure. Maybe we can talk. My family is here. We can still save the holiday." She reached for my hand. I stepped back. "Jessica," I said, "I canceled the proposal." She blinked. "What?" The surprise. "The reason your family is here. I was going to propose yesterday morning. I had a ring. I had a speech." Her eyes went wide. The realization hit her like a freight train. She saw the life she just torched. The ring, the moment, the social media content she lives for. You have a ring?" she whispered. "Where is it?" "In the safe," I lied. "It was actually already in a FedEx box back to the jeweler. But it's not for you anymore. Now take your boxes. I have a movie to finish." She screamed, a guttural, frustrated scream. She grabbed a box and threw it at the floor. It split open, spilling her sweaters everywhere. "I'm not leaving until you give me the ring. That's essentially mine. You bought it for me." "That's not how property law works," I said. "Call Tyler. Tell him to bring his truck. You have 30 minutes before I change the Wi-Fi password." She called Tyler. He didn't pick up. She had to call her dad. Stan showed up 20 minutes later with the rental minivan. He looked defeated. He didn't look at me. He just helped her carry the boxes out. "Sorry, my name," Stan mumbled as he grabbed the last box. "It's okay, Stan," I said. "Enjoy the Airbnb. Checkout is at 10 a.m. on the 27th. Don't be late." The cleaning crew is aggressive. Jessica glared at me from the passenger seat. I waved, but the entitlement didn't end there. Last night, I got a Venmo request from Courtney. Request, $850 for emotional distress and food expenses. Note, since you canceled the dinner, we had to order from a hotel restaurant and it was overpriced. Also, Mom is depressed. Pay up. I declined the request. Then I blocked Courtney. Then came the email from Barb. Subject, unacceptable behavior. Dear, my name. I am appalled by your treatment of my daughter. She made a mistake, but you have acted with malice. You stranded us. You humiliated her. As a gesture of goodwill, we expect you to reimburse us for the return flights. We want to leave early. And we believe Jessica is entitled to the ring as a settlement for the time she wasted on you. Please let us know when we can pick it up." I didn't reply. I forwarded the email to my lawyer, my buddy Dave, who handles estate law but knows how to write a scary letter. "I think things are about to get legally stupid. Update 2. It has been a week. The circus has left town, but they left behind a lot of clowns. Barb and Stan and the siblings flew back to Oregon on the 27th. I know this because I got a notification from Delta that the itinerary had been modified. Jessica tried to change the return dates to leave earlier, as Barb threatened. Here's the kicker. Because I booked the tickets on my Sky Miles account using my points and card, they couldn't make changes without my authorization code. Jessica called me screaming from the airport. "Give me the code. Mom wants to go home. She hates it here." "No," I said. "The tickets are for the 27th. If you want to leave early, buy new tickets." "We don't have money for 5 last-minute tickets." "Sounds like a scheduling conflict," I said. "By the way, did you take the Vitamix? It's missing from the counter." She hung up. They had to wait it out in the Airbnb. Now about that Vitamix. When I did my inventory after she moved her boxes out, I noticed a few things were missing. The Vitamix blender, $500. My oversized Patagonia fleece, my favorite one. A PlayStation controller. About $300 worth of frozen steaks from the freezer. This felt petty. It felt like she was trying to tax me for the breakup. I sent her a text. Return the blender, the jacket, the controller, and pay me for the steaks by Friday. Or I'm filing a police report for theft. I have cameras in the living room, Jess. I have footage of you stuffing the blender into a tote bag. I don't actually have cameras in the kitchen, just the entryway, but she doesn't know the angles. Jessica, you are insane. We bought that blender together. Me, I bought it. I have the receipt from Williams-Sonoma, June 2022. My card. Your name is nowhere on it. Jessica, I made smoothies with it. It's marital property. Me, we weren't married. That was the whole point of the surprise you ruined. Bring it back. She didn't reply. But yesterday, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Is this my name? A male voice, sounded young, annoyed. Speaking. This is Tyler. Look, man, can you just stop? Jessica is crying every night. Her family is blowing up my phone because they think I stole her. I didn't steal anyone. She told me you guys were basically roommates. Ah, the roommate narrative. Classic. Tyler, I said cheerfully. Good to hear from you. How's the blender? What? The Vitamix. She stole it. Is it at your place? Because if it is, that's possession of stolen property. I'd hate for you to get dragged into a legal mess over a smoothie maker. Silence. Then, muffled arguing in the background. She said it was hers, Tyler said, sounding less confident. Look, she's staying here, and it's a lot. Her mom is calling me a homewrecker. Her sister is DMing my ex-girlfriend. I didn't sign up for this. Can you just take her back? I laughed so hard I almost choked on my coffee. Take her back? Tyler, she's your prize. You won. You got the girl, and her mom, and her sister. Enjoy the dynasty. Dude, she's sleeping on my couch. My apartment is 600 square feet. She has 12 boxes of stuff in my living room. She keeps talking about a ring. Did you really have a ring? Yep, sold it. Bought a jet ski. I didn't buy a jet ski. I put the money into my index funds, but jet ski hurts more. Fuck, Tyler whispered. She told me you were broke and boring. I am boring, I agreed. Boring and solvent. Good luck, Ty. I hung up. 2 hours later, my doorman buzzed me. Mr. My last name? There's a Ms. Jessica here. She left a bag in the lobby. She said it's for you. I went downstairs. There was a Whole Foods bag sitting on the concierge desk. Inside, the Vitamix. Base only, she kept the pitcher, probably out of spite. The Patagonia fleece smelled like Tyler's cheap cologne. The controller. No stakes. I went back upstairs and blocked Tyler's number. Then came the letter from Barb. Not an email. A physical letter, certified mail. It wasn't from a lawyer. It was written on floral stationery. To my name, since you have refused to compensate us for the emotional trauma of the Christmas trip and refused to give Jessica the ring she was promised, we will be pursuing legal action in small claims court for the cost of the plane tickets, $4,200, which you fraudulently used to lure us into a hostile environment. I scanned it and sent it to Dave. Dave called me 5 minutes later, laughing. They have no case. You paid for the tickets. You didn't cancel the tickets. They used the tickets. Hostile environment isn't a tort in this context unless you attack them with a machete. Ignore it. Can I countersue for the stakes? I asked. Let the stakes go, man, Dave said. Consider it the price of freedom. I'm listening to Dave. But I did send one final email to Barb. 2. Barb. Subject. Legal action attachment. PDF of ticket receipts. PDF of Airbnb receipt. Video file Jessica entryway breakdown.mp4. Barb, I paid for the tickets. They were a gift. Gifts are revocable in some cases, but I let you use them. You're welcome. The ring was never promised. A proposal is a question, not a contract. Attached is the receipts showing I spent roughly $9,000 on your family for a holiday I didn't attend. Also attached is a clip from my Ring doorbell of Jessica admitting she was cheating on me with Tyler. If you file in small claims court, I will play this video for the judge, and I will countersue for the Vitamix pitcher, $150 replacement cost. Govern yourself accordingly. I haven't heard back. Update 3. Final. It's mid-January. The Christmas decorations are down. The apartment is clean. The saga has officially ended. Here is the final tally. The lease. Jessica finally signed the lease release forms last Tuesday. She tried to hold out, saying she wanted her portion of the security deposit back. I reminded her that the deposit stays with the unit, and since I'm staying, I keep the deposit. If she wanted her share, she needed to get it from me. I told her I deducted the cost of the missing steaks, the Vitamix pitcher, and the cleaning fee for the guest room carpet, which she stained with something orange. Tanner, buffalo sauce. I cut her a check for $120. She threw it at me, then picked it up, then left. The relationship. Tyler dumped her. I found this out because Courtney, the sister, posted a rant on Facebook about men who can't handle strong women and tagged Tyler. Apparently, the 600 SQFT apartment plus, the boxes plus, the looming presence of Barb via FaceTime was too much for a workplace fling. Tyler went back to his ex-girlfriend. Jessica is now living in a temporary housing situation, aka a motel or a friend's couch, and has been posting vague TikToks about narcissistic abuse and healing. She viewed my LinkedIn profile yesterday. Twice. The family. Barb went silent after my email. I assume Stan told her that going to court with a video of their daughter admitting to infidelity wasn't a winning strategy. However, I did get a notification from the Airbnb host. Review for my name. Guest was communicative, but his family members left the place a mess. Trash everywhere, dirty dishes, and they broke a lamp. Would not host again. I was charged $150 for the lamp. I paid it. I didn't even fight it. I consider it the final stupid tax. The ring, I returned it. Because it was a stock setting and I returned it within the 30-day window, I got a full refund minus a small restocking fee. I took that money, $12,000-ish, and I did not save it. I didn't buy a jet ski. I upgraded my entire home office. New Herman Miller chair, dual monitors, new rig, and I booked a trip to Japan for March. Just me. Solo travel, no in-laws, no surprise proposals. The closure. Yesterday I ran into Jessica at the grocery store. It's a small neighborhood. I was buying ribeyes to replace the stolen ones. She was buying a frozen pizza. She looked tired. The glow she usually had was gone. She stopped her cart. "Hey," she said. "Hey." "I heard you're going to Japan," she said. Courtney must still be stalking my Instagram. "Yeah, always wanted to go." She looked at the steaks in my basket, then at the pizza in hers. "I made a mistake," she said quietly. "With Tyler, with Christmas. I panicked. I thought, I don't know. I thought the grass was greener." "It happens," I said. "Grass is usually greenest where you water it. You watered a weed." "Can we get coffee?" she asked. "Just to talk? I miss my best friend." I looked at her. I remembered the text. This isn't working. I remembered her mom screaming at me. I remembered Tyler asking me to take her back. "I don't think so, Jess," I said. "I'm pretty busy." "Doing what?" "Cooking these steaks," I said, and enjoying the silence. I walked past her to the checkout. I didn't look back. And honestly, the steak was cooked perfectly, medium rare, just the way I like it.